Welcome to HR Hero Podcast,
Thank you.
Season 2.
Thank you. Thank
Yes. So, who are you and who are you becoming?
Do I start with my name?
However way you want to proceed, ma'am.
Okay, my name is Dieketseng, Ramaema. I am a Mosotho woman. I was born in the Free State, raised in the Free State. My roots are in Lesotho, so my family is originally from Lesotho. We moved to the Free State, and that's where I was born and raised. I had a really good childhood, safe, warm, loving childhood. I'm a village girl, and I was raised by my grandmother because my mother was still in school at the time. So I'm a granny's girl.
You're a granny's girl.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. So who am I becoming? I think I'm becoming the woman I always imagined myself to be. And also I'm becoming the woman that God wants me to be. Yeah.
And who's
So
that
as
one?
time goes on, I'm finding more alignment
Yeah.
and purpose in everything that I do, and it does feel like I'm moving closer and closer to the woman that I was meant to be, that God wanted me to be.
That's powerful. All
Yeah.
right. So, you becoming closer to the woman that you're meant to be. Do you have a hero? And then there's a hero.
There's a hero. Funny
And
enough,
the hero comes along.
funny enough, that song used to be my favorite song in boarding school.
Yeah.
Everyone who was in the same dormitory as me knows that song was on repeat.
I can't seem to save my life. Yeah.
No, Linda. I'd say the women in my family, they are my heroes.
The
My
matriarch.
Yes, my grandmother, the matriarch, my mother, all my aunts, I take inspiration from all of them.
Yeah.
My grandmother raised us as, a single, I wouldn't say a single, she was married, but I think what I find is that as women, a lot of responsibility sometimes when it comes to children falls on our shoulders.
Yeah.
In and out of marriage, that's what I've seen, particularly in my family. The women are the ones who carry the children and nurture the children and make sure that their children are ready for life out there, And I've seen that my grandmother do that. And then I saw my mother do it
Yeah.
with me. And I saw my aunts do the same thing, and I was like, wow, like I'm in literal awe of the women in my family. We have strong, I'm from a lineage of really, really strong and focused women.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So those are your heroes.
those are my heroes.
So, Keke, what does money mean to you?
Money.
Yes.
Ooh, money means
It's
so
a new
many
year,
things
it's
to
a
me.
new season. Reflections. So let's talk all things money. What does
Okay.
money mean to you?
Money to me means freedom, true freedom.
True freedom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I can say I'm a free woman, the laws of South Africa allows me to live a free life to a certain extent, but sometimes it's not possible to harness that freedom if you don't have the means.
Yeah.
And that's where money comes in. Money makes it possible
To live the life that you want to live.
to live the life that you want to live, to live a free life.
Yes.
To show up for the people that you love in ways that you want to show up
Yeah.
for your children, for your loved ones, even for the community. If you want to show up for your community in a meaningful way,
Yeah.
in most cases, you need money to do it.
Okay. So somehow money contributes to our fulfillment
Of
as
course.
individuals,
Of
right?
course. I'm not fulfilled by money,
Somehow it contributes to that. Yeah.
I'm fulfilled by what money can do for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. So you are an attorney of the High Court.
Yes. Yes, I am.
How did you get there?
Yeah, it was a long journey. It was a long journey.
Yes.
Wow, like I didn't even think that I would go this route. Although at first, well, when I was still a child, my grandfather used to say that I was going to be a lawyer. He would say that to my grandmother, you know.
Yeah.
And even today, my grandmother still reminds me that I wish your grandfather was here to see that you actually became a
Yes.
lawyer, because, you know, he passed before I became an attorney. So I don't know why he would say that, but apparently I was a very outspoken child.
Not argumentative.
I don't want to say argumentative. I just want to say outspoken.
Yes.
So I guess that's where it came from. And I was not shy. Like I would, you know, my grandmother likes to tell a story where a stranger came to our house and my cousin and I, we were there the same age, both girls. This person came into the house. I don't know who else was there, but my grandmother was not there.
Yes.
And this person was looking for my grandmother.
Yes.
And my grandmother says when she eventually arrived, this stranger, I think her friend,
Yeah.
told her that, wow, I'm in awe of this child. This child greeted me so well and said, hi, mister, what's your name? You know, my grandmother is not here. Would you like to take a seat? Like, that was the type of child I was. And
Mannerisms.
he was not expecting that from a short little person, you know. So I guess that's who I was, and that's probably maybe my grandfather saw those qualities in me and thought, you know,
Yeah. Confidence and manners.
yeah.
Okay, so take us through the journey. You are now specialized a family lawyer. You specialize in family law.
Yes.
Take us through the journey from obtaining your qualification and maybe explain what qualification did you obtain and how did you become, or why did you decide to be a family lawyer? Yeah.
All right. I believe that God puts us through situations in life or experiences in life to prepare us in order to give back. You know what I mean? I think that everyone has a story to tell, and your story is not isolated. Telling your story helps other people to be able to relate to what you went through and perhaps give them hope or inspiration.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's the reason why I decided to specialize in family law, because it is a lived experience for me. So I wasn't thinking of registering for law, but my experiences in life, my divorce, you know, separation, I would say, because I was
Yes.
in a customary marriage. So my separation there, I had to face a lot of back and forth from courts, you know, custody issues and so forth.
Yeah.
So that experience was very traumatic to me, and it was a lengthy process where I felt very helpless and alone,
Yeah.
and wishing that at the time someone like me would have been available to me at that time to advise and so forth. So there were a lot of things that went wrong
Yes.
with the case, but it's all because of lack of knowledge, you
Yeah.
know. So
I'm sorry about your experience.
no, it's fine.
Yeah.
I've healed from that, and yeah. So now my aim is to make sure that I'm there for those people who are now in the same situation I was
Okay.
then. Yeah. So then I, after my ordeal, or I would say rather during the ordeal, the court process, I ran out of funds. As you know, that legal fees are so expensive. I couldn't afford all of that. I was working at the time, but a very sort of entry-level job that didn't really pay me well. So I was above the threshold to qualify for legal aid, but at the same time, I wasn't earning enough to to be able to afford legal fees.
So you're in between.
So I was somewhere in between,
Yeah.
and I feel like there's a lot of people who find themselves in that situation.
In those circumstances.
So
yeah.
as a result of that, I didn't see that whole process to the end because of that, and as a result of that, my children ended up having to stay with their father.
Okay.
And then so after that, I had to really look at my life, you know, and my mother actually at the time said, you know what, you've been through a lot. You need to focus on you now and make sure that you become a stronger person for your children, you know. So that's when I decided to enroll into law school.
Okay.
And then
So you went to law school as, you know, you were married first, had kids.
had children.
Yeah, you're
yes.
already an older.
Yes, when I went to law school, I was actually already in my 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember being
Talk
so...
about resilience.
Yeah, I remember being so scared, thinking that I was going to be judged because, you know, I'm in my 30s, I have children, and
And now Magogo is back at school.
yes, you know. But, you know, like sometimes you find yourself in life situations that don't allow you to dwell on those things.
Course, yeah.
You have to pull yourself to fix your mindset, you know. And, you know, my mother said, no, you'll be fine. There are other old people in varsity. I said,
course.
Okay. Then I just, you know,
The most
I had
important
to
thing
suck
is
it up.
that you overcame.
I overcame. I went to law school. I finished on record time. I was actually there full time because I had to. I resigned from my work.
Yes.
Because I had to study out of town in KZN. So I did it full time on record time, and then after that, of course, proceeded with my articles, and then I then got admitted as an attorney.
As an attorney.
Yeah. So I completed my LLB. I graduated with my LLB.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. So as a family lawyer, you dealing with contracts. So want to specifically bring you to the marriage contracts. Yes. So how many contracts do you have that people need to take into considerations when they're getting into marriages? And I don't know if you also do pre-marriage agreements and discussions, and maybe what are those contracts and what we should look out for.
Okay. So yeah, speaking to women specifically about marriage contract is one of my favorite things to do. You know, everywhere I am, I'm talking to women about contracts.
Yes.
Because I remember in my experience, I went into marriage not really knowing my rights, not knowing what I'm getting myself into.
Of course.
And I suffered the consequences of that, you know. So I always say to women, know what type of marriage you are going into. As you know, I think you know, we have marriage in community of property and out of community of property, right?
Yes.
So the default system in South Africa is marriage in community of property. What does that mean? It means that if you marry without completing any kind of contract, you are that excludes the community, right? You are then married in community of property automatically.
So that means, in a layman's understanding, into yam iyakho iyam.
Yes, absolutely. 50-50, that's what they call it.
Hey.
Yeah, 50-50.
Yeah, okay.
And then, of course, you've got marriage out of community of property with the accrual system, and without the accrual system. So the one without the accrual system, accrual just basically means that whatever we accumulate together within the marriage, we share, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it excludes everything that you what you owned before,
Yes.
right? And it also is safer in the sense that you don't adopt the debts of your spouse, your previous debts,
Yeah. We only, if we were
we
to
only
share, we only
focus on
share
the
on the
growth,
growth.
yes, of the estate.
Okay.
So those are the types. So the one without the accrual system is apparently the safest, because you don't really share anything. There's
So
no
what is
accrual.
mine is
What is
mine.
yours
What-
is yours. What is mine is mine.
Okay.
So it's out and out. That's what we usually refer
Mm.
to it. Yeah, that's how we usually refer to it. So,
As
but
a family lawyer,
mm,
what do you say to people? How do you advise them? Which contract they must take into consideration if they're deciding to get into a marriage or union?
look, I always advise against in community for obvious reasons. You know, as I've
What
already
are obvious
explained,
reasons?
you adopt.
Mm.
You know, if your partner had bad financial habits, they ended up in debt, you know, you don't know what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? You adopt all of that, and aside from that, there are other issues, like let's say there's infidelity in the family, in the marriage, right? You do know that if you're married in community of property, you might find yourself having to financially support that child. Let's say there was a child outside.
Oh, so let's break it down. So if I was married in community of property, my husband gets naughty
Yes.
outside and
Yes.
there's a child,
Hmm.
so I'll be liable to,
You might be liable to support the child.
which makes sense because it's your husband's child. Of course, the child
Exactly,
needs to
but
be supported.
you see, these are things that being married out of community of property protect. These are the things that that contract will protect you from. You know,
So what would you say before we get into the others too? Because we've got different demographics. I mean, in South Africa, so we've got Christians, we've got people believing in different belief systems, and I think from a Christian perspective, as a Christian, I grew up knowing that marriage is a God's idea.
Yes.
So what would you then say to me in terms of contract relating to my beliefs?
Look, like I said, I always advise like against in community, but at the end of the day, the decision as to what type of marriage you get into is a personal one to every couple, you know. So I think these are conversations that couples must have, and you know, iron these things out before you get into marriage. So my advice is talk to your person. Don't be these typical African couples that don't discuss money issues, because that's also a huge part of it. You get into marriage in community of property, you know, there's financial issues, you are both liable.
Yes.
And there's nowhere for the family to run to, especially if you're going to go into business or you're going to do tenders or whatever, I don't know, but, you know, high risk, you know, things. So decisions, you know, financial decisions. So it's better to be prepared and, you know, plan out, do consult, you know, your financial advisor together, you know, map out how you're going to address these issues and understand how the type of contract you get into is going to affect you financially.
Yeah.
Because
just to
also
note-
marriage is a wealth building tool. So if you think about, if your aim is to build wealth within marriage, which I think every marriage should actually be, you know, building wealth, you know, for future generations. If you're going to be doing that and you don't know how the type of marriage you're getting into is going to affect you, it's going to be a problem, because you're going to hit a wall at some point and, you know, be surprised when you could have done something earlier. So it's always better to consult with your attorney, consult with your financial advisor, your tax advisor, whoever, everybody. Just make sure that when you get in there, you're able to build the kind of family that, you know, you want, and not allow a marriage contract to be the thing that blocks you from getting there.
Okay. So it's important to note, because we've got a big case now in South Africa of black coffee. It's important to note that marriage does not start when you sign. It starts from when the lobola negotiation starts.
That's also true in
community.
terms of customary law, yeah.
Yeah.
So under customary marriage is the same thing. If you don't sign any antenuptial contract before the lobola negotiations, you'll find yourself married in community of property.
Okay. So what message would you like
but
to
with,
say?
in terms of family law, part of my focus in family law is parental alienation. So my practice doesn't only talk about, I love marriage contracts and everything, but I also speak on parental alienation, which is a phenomenon in family law that is, becoming more and more known.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really know about it, but slowly but surely the courts are addressing it in a more active way in court. Yeah.
Yeah. So why did you so I asked you about family law and in relation to types of marriages. Why did you consider parental alienation? Like you're saying, most of the people, they don't know what it is, or maybe connect it legally to say, what is this?
Yeah.
From a legal perspective.
So parental alienation, I speak on it because, or rather I focus on it because it's something that's been going on for a long time but not recognized because it's difficult to identify in situations. What is parental alienation? It is, in short, is the manipulation of children in order to sever or damage the relationship between that child and their other parent. And the reason I focus on it is because it arises a lot in family matters where there's co-parenting, divorce and co-parenting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It may be overlooked as there's just conflict, family conflict. It's more than just family conflict.
So it's like, let's break it down a bit. It's like the other parent influencing children against the other parent.
Yes.
So and the other parent feels alienated.
Is alienated.
Okay. In simpler words, yeah.
Yeah, in simpler words. It's more complicated than that, but that's the simplest way I can put it. It's when one parent in a divorce matter, sometimes it happens in intact families, but we will focus on the divorced family.
Okay.
Let's say there's a divorce going on and the one parent, usually the parent with more financial muscle,
Okay.
influences the children against the other parent by, for instance, saying untrue things about the other parent that are detrimental to their image or something like that.
Painting a negative picture.
Painting a narrative that is untrue about what caused the separation or the divorce, blaming it on the other parent. Sometimes it can even be very subtle. It doesn't have to be so obvious in your face. It could just be like gestures that create a narrative in the child's mind that the other parent is incompetent or that the other parent doesn't love them. That's why they left, or it could be any number of things that can cause parental alienation. Yeah.
What are some of the reasons in your practice that you get why parents are behaving in that way, as in influencing negatively the children against the other? What could be the reasons that you come across?
In most cases, it's control. In most cases, it's control. I believe that in some cases, the need to control the situation is so huge that the parent that's doing the alienation will do almost anything just to get the children to be on their side.
Yeah.
So it's control. The control is aimed at the other parent, but the children becomes the pawns, right? They use the children because that's the thing that's closest to the other parent's heart,
Yeah.
and something that they have control over. That's what I'm saying. In a lot of cases that I've seen, it's where the parent that usually perpetrates the alienation is the parent that has the financial muscle.
Yeah.
Because then the children understand also that if I don't
Yeah.
do as I'm told, there are consequences. I won't pay your fees. I won't, you know.
Yeah.
It goes as far as that.
Yeah.
So it causes a lot of psychological harm in the child's mind. And sometimes the effects are so severe that it's very difficult to reverse. Yeah, it literally damages the that parent-child relationship, which is very sad. And for the alienated parent as well, they go through a lot of psychological issues, depression, anxiety, attempted suicides, and all sorts of things. So
Because
it's serious.
because this is not a common, like we said, majority of people don't know about it. How can you identify that? Look, I am feeling sidelined, alienated. Are you gonna see it from the children, how they behave towards you?
Yes, you can. In most cases, you do. You will see the child withdraw, express feelings of not wanting to have contact
Yes.
with you as the alienated parent. The child using adult language. I call it echoing. They
Yeah.
echo what the other parent always says, and you will know because this is not how this child speaks.
Of course.
But they are echoing the other parent, you know. And usually when they are asked about why is it that you don't want contact with your other parent, they don't have a valid reason.
So how can it be managed from a legal perspective?
Okay, legally it doesn't have a specific provision. So there's no specific provision in law, in South African law, that says parental alienation section what, you
Yes.
know. However, we in law, when it comes to matters concerning children, we use the standard of the best interest of the child. So it's judged and managed within that standard,
Of course.
Of course, if you are doing anything that's harmful to the child's psychological well-being or mental well-being, that is obviously a concern, and it doesn't comply with the standard of the best interest of
Yes.
the child. Yeah, so that's how we look at it in South Africa, and there's case law that also guides, as to in situations like this, how would a court usually approach?
Look at it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So how do people get a hold of you if anybody's looking for a family lawyer, whether it's in terms of the divorce, they're feeling alienated from their children, or whether it's in terms of now we're getting married, we want to get into contracts and we're seeking a family lawyer advice? How do they get hold of you?
They can get hold of me on social media. I think that's the easiest to get
Yeah.
hold of me. You can just type in Dieketseng Ramaema. It should come up. My page should come up. My name.
Okay, so your handle is Dieketseng Ramaema.
Yes, if you type in Dieketseng Ramaema, my handle and everything will come up.
So
Otherwise, they
you're
can
traceable.
text me on 071 641 2156.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, Dieketseng, thank you for having this conversation with us.
It's a pleasure, and thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was Dieketseng Ramaema, a family lawyer focusing on divorce, parental alienation, and different marriage contracts. Until the next episode. Thank you.